be talking about Bloodborne right now, Brett. And specifically, where the fuck is our next gen patch for the game? Where is it, Brett? We've gotten God of War, right? We've gotten Ghost of Tsushima. We've gotten Days Gone, right? Where's Bloodborne, Brett? Where is it?
I don't know, Josh. Bloodborne is a game that is beloved by many. It actually made our top 10 favorite games of all time list.
That's right.
So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Where is it? I want it. Give me my money right now. So
Give you your money?
my money.
Take your money.
Well, listen. Well, yeah.
You want to get paid?
Take my money.
Yeah.
I would buy a brand new one if I had to.
Well, I think that before you get into this, I do want
Yeah.
to say I think the reason we haven't gotten it yet, Josh, is because they might be working on a PC port, which has been rumored for many, many years. And I think that they are going to put out a remastered version of the game. And that is,
Wow.
this has been speculated. It's been rumored. I don't see any other reason as to why you would just abandon a huge game like this and potentially get even more sales on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to be putting out a remaster, which would create the need for a patch unnecessary.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. And I was going to touch on that towards the end, but I'll bring it up now instead. Digital Foundry did a great video about what we're going to talk about, which is the 60 FPS mod, obviously. But in that video, they talk about some of the limitations and why they think that we haven't gotten a patch yet. And mainly being, first of all, it can't be a simple, like it's a code level thing that they had to implement, right? That they have to implement. Okay. So it's not just like what do you call it? The engine that it's running on or whatever it is wouldn't simply work by just doing like a uncapped frame rate patch, right? Because even if you did that, it would be unstable. So you have to do a code level fix, basically, right? Which means transferring the code completely to basically port it to the next gen systems.
At that point, why wouldn't you just release it as its own game?
Yeah, and it's a limitation of the engine that it's running in, obviously, and that is probably why we haven't seen it yet, right? They probably are working on some kind of either port or remaster, whatever it is. Hopefully Blue Point's working on it. And they basically were like, the Digital Foundry guys think that there is so much market like potential for it, for them to make money off of it, that there's no way that they're not going to do it at some point. And I agree with that. Yeah, I'd buy it again at 60. I'd buy it again at $70. I don't fucking care. Give it to me. So yeah, I wanted to touch on that.
Yeah, I don't know if they did release it, there is some content that was cut. I don't know if they could, incentivize people by restoring the cut content.
Right.
Even if it's just the Chalice Dungeon stuff, because people have created modded Chalice Dungeons where you fight bosses that were cut from the game.
Yeah.
Even if it was just like adding those to the actual base game, would be pretty cool. They do have the DLC they could bundle in there with it, the Old Hunters DLC. Yeah, $70. I mean, it's a hard sell for some maybe, but I would buy it like you.
Yeah, especially if all the DLCs in there and 60 FPS, 4K. Come on, give it to me.
Yeah, easily.
So with that being said, a few years ago, 2019, maybe it was 2020, I forget, but this modder named Lance McDonald took the internet by storm, specifically Reddit, when he said that he was able to uncap, right, Bloodborne's frame rate and get it to run at 60 FPS. Now it's still at 1080p, but he got it to run at 60 FPS. People freaked out about it, right?
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't know, obviously Bloodborne currently is capped at 30 FPS, and it dips a lot, specifically on old hardware. So basically McDonald took it into his own hands, right, to create this patch. Okay. So he said about a month ago, or that year when he announced it, that if Sony didn't do something with it, right, like he was going to give Sony time to do something, right, because he showed it was possible, to at least get the frame rate up, that if they didn't do it, then he would release the patch, right, to download, essentially. So last week he debuted a video of his 60 FPS Bloodborne patch, right, or in October he debuted the video of a 60 FPS Bloodborne patch, and then last week he released it for people to download. Okay, which is great, right? There's some other games on PlayStation and Xbox currently that you can get mods for, right? But unfortunately, Brett, for this mod, to be able to get it and get it to work, you have to also mod your PlayStation to do that.
And it's PS4 only, right?
PS4 only, right? And it basically only works with dev kits, right? So you have to mod your PlayStation 4 to get it the patch to run with the game on it.
Okay. So you're basically turning your PlayStation 4 into a dev kit model.
Yeah, basically. So that's a shame that there wasn't some other way to do it. I mean, obviously, I get it. The PlayStation and Xbox on consoles, it's not like PC, right, where you can go in and mod the individual game files or whatever it is. So it's unfortunate because as of today, when we were recording this, you know, you can still only play the game at 30 FPS, even on new gen hardware. And it still is just not a great experience anymore compared.
Yeah, I mean, compared to like Demon Souls remastered on the PlayStation 5, right?
Right. Yeah. And playing Souls games at 60 FPS and above, it just makes the responsiveness and the quickness, and it just makes it so much easier and more enjoyable to play. Because the games are difficult enough as they are, without adding such low like refresh and frame rates on them and unresponsiveness. So
yeah, and you know, that all aside, the FPS aside, Bloodborne is one of the most visually pleasing worlds ever crafted.
Right.
And if they could get it running in 4K somehow on the PS5, like, let's fucking go.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't. There's no way that they can't do it. Like, the hardware is perfectly capable of it.
Yeah.
And I think even listen, I'm no tech expert, but I think even at like a code level, you wouldn't be able to get the game to run in native 4K, right? So it wouldn't be like true 4K, but you could do what God of War did, right? Like make it checkerboarded and upscaled. It's not quite as crisp, but it still works and has less impact on the actual frame rate. It's possible. It's just a matter of whether Sony is willing to put the money in to do that, and give us a higher resolution and higher frame rates. I guess time will tell. Hopefully we'll get some sort of version either in a patch or through an actual official remaster release.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Josh and Bret really need you too. I love them. So do it. It would be a shame if you miss more of their videos. Hit the notification bell too, so you know when there is a new upload.